just like kick him in the back. No. For me, you guys got me phones? Thank you.
We're not playing air hockey. Alright.
Thank you. Hi.
Well, I'm super excited for a female superhero.
Yay!
It's going to be awesome. What do you hope that young women can take away from Supergirl?
I think that she's every bit as kick-ass as any guy who's out there. I mean, I think that, like, you know, I mean, there's doing all of these shows has been like a dream come true. I mean, like, my Twitter picture is actually me at age 7 with a cape tied around my neck, a yellow cape, because I went everywhere I wanted to be Robin. But you know, but I think all of these shows, they really speak to everybody and speak to young people about like what you can do. And you know, Candace Patton and I have been like, we were both in like tears because this there was a tweet from a mother who an African American woman who said that, you know, my daughter thank you for your show because my daughter watches it, and my 6-year-old daughter said, Mommy, look at Iris, she's pretty like me. And it's like, so I think that I know. So Candace and I were both like in tears when we saw that. So I think that, you know, for young women to be able to see Kara do all the things that she can do, and you know, there's just, I mean, I don't know why it takes so long with some of these things, but obviously there's been a lot of changes in the world recently, and certainly for the better. And but seeing a female hero and seeing somebody who's, you know, strong but vulnerable and real. You know, usually when you see a female hero, they've had to abandon what made them a person or made them human, because you know they had to become very tough and you know, but Kara's still just a girl, you know, and what we're saying is that's not a bad thing, you know. It's you know, her quote unquote weaknesses are the thing that make her a better hero. So for us, those are all the important things.
How far ahead do you kind of cast your mind to plan on a show like this? Is there the potential for, say, Wynn to become Toyman, Hank Henshaw to become Cyborg Superman? Do you think about these things?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, some of this we're sort of borrowing from our own playbook. You know, when obviously having, you know, Carla, we had Cisco Ramon and Caitlin Snow. You know, but when we decide to like turn that card over, you know, sometimes we have an idea, sometimes we have less of an idea. You know, but I think that for us, I mean, and I'm sure one day this will come back to haunt us, we always plan on success, you know, so it's like when we're breaking out the season, we sort of always go, okay, well, if we get 23, what's going to happen in 23? And what are we building towards? And what is this year about? And what is this year about for Kara? And where do we want to get to with all of these characters? And then go, okay, great, well, if I want to get this character from A to Z, what am I going to need to do along the way? So, you know, we always plan that stuff out, and sometimes the plan changes radically. But, you know, for us, as long as there is a plan, then we always know how to move forward. So, yeah, there's things, just like any of our shows, if you watch them. Like, if you watch the Flash pilot, like, there's the Reverse Flash, there was Grodd. You know, I mean, you know, a lot of that, if you watch the Flash pilot, a lot of what happens in the finale is paying off what you saw in the pilot. And there's some things, obviously, along the way that were, you know, like Wells having, that the Reverse Flash stole Wells' body was something we thought of in the middle of the year, you know, but we always knew that in the finale, you'd see what you saw in the premiere through time travel. We'd always planned that, so we were able to write to it. And there's things in the Supergirl pilot that you don't realize now will matter in the same way.
So in terms of sort of like having this secret identity, Supergirl doesn't seem to be that into that. Like in the pilot, she's, you know, on a plane, tons of camera phones on her and stuff. Has that been like relatively brave for you to sort of put that not away, but like sort of on the back burner?
Well, I think that moment she wasn't thinking because her sister's life was in danger, and you know, we are still playing with that trope of people don't recognize her, and you know, and there's actually you know, in one of the upcoming episodes we're writing now, Jimmy sort of gives an interesting take on, you know, he sort of says to Kara, like, you know, like, why do you think people don't recognize your cousin? And she's like, reading glasses and a good slouch. And he's like, no, it's more than that. It's because people don't look at other people and think that they're superheroes. It's just like, no one thinks that like the person sitting next to them is you know, they don't see greatness. He's like, people are literally going to look Supergirl in the face and they're just not going to see you. And you know, so that's sort of it.
Okay, so now Superman is very well established. Jimmy is now James, a little bit older. So is it safe to say that there's already a well-established first generation of heroes? And does that mean that Kara not only is starting the second, but we'll actually be able to see a lot of the other kind of second wave heroes pop up later?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly have definitive plans to bring on other DC Comics characters. Just in the same way that we do on Flash, we brought on Firestorm, and on Arrow, we brought on Flash. I think right now, at least in again, this is our Superman universe. This is the Greg Berlanti, Andrew Kriesberg, Ali Adler version of the Superman universe. We're sort of saying there's just Superman. He's been doing his thing and she's been doing hers. So, I don't whether or not it's gonna get to what you're deliciously implying. I don't know. But we'll see. There's certainly room for that, and we have some, just like with all the shows that we do. They're very much DC comic shows, and as we've done more of them and gotten better at them, I think we've certainly on the part of the audience earned more license to really make these comic books come to life.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.